Heavy rainfall for hours, and for most people, at least 4 tornado warnings issued in and around the Charlotte area.
Queen City News reporter Savannah Rudisell is live in the Lake Norman area with a look at some of those cleanup efforts underway. Good morning, Savannah.
Hey, good morning, Ann, Wyatt, and Jason. We understand that there aren't any confirmed tornadoes as of just yet, but we know some weather specialists are taking a look at some of the radar. They're taking a look at some of the evidence that was left behind after the damage that rolled through. And so they're going to be taking a look at that today. Some of the damage that was left, this is here off of Christie Lane. We're here in the Lake Norman area of Mooresville. We've got some crews that have just rolled up here. There's a downed tree kind of way at the end of this residential road here, again, pretty close to Lake Norman. We understand our crews were here actually last night when this tree first came down as some of the crews were looking at it. One of the big deals is that this actually ended up resting on some power lines. So here this morning, they've got it cut up into some smaller pieces. They're trying to kind of dismantle it to make the removal just a little bit easier. But we see that not only are it just landscaping crews, but some of the tree removal crews that are part of Duke Energy's response team, they are out here this morning as of right now. We have about 200 customers without power here, just in this one small area, kind of in the Mayhew area around Lake Norman. A lot of them they're slowly getting their power back on. About half an hour ago, it was closer to 300 customers. So those crews trying to make sure that people aren't waking up in the dark. Other than that, there's really not a ton of significant damage. We've been driving around the Huntersville area, around the Mooresville area, kind of south of Statesville, and there isn't a ton of damage necessarily, but you definitely see it. Everything's a little bit soggy. There's a few different streets that have got some leaves all on it. For the most part, though, you're going to have some pretty soggy flower beds. You're going to have some wet roads here this morning. And then as far as any significant damage, whether it just be a couple trees down some power lines, they are making sure those are going to be the first priority for what they're cleaning up today. We'll keep you updated here on the progress here around Christie Lane, and we'll keep you updated if there's anything else that pops up here as a result from last night's storms. Reporting live in Mooresville, Savannah Rudisell, Queen City News.
And of course, the Queen City is a major hub for travel, especially air travel. This is what Charlotte Douglas Airport looked like yesterday as those storms kept hundreds of planes grounded. According to FlightAware.com, Charlotte Douglas had 325 departing flights, or about 40%, delayed Monday. That's the fourth most across the world. Around 33% of all flights heading to Charlotte were also delayed.
They blamed it on the weather, but we've flown a few times in the last few months too, and it's been like the same kind of deal. I'm not excited to travel in the future. Want to kind of stay home or drive places more.
And here's a look at FlightAware's misery map this morning. We can see things starting to pick up again. The tool measures the number of delays or cancellations in red, and we've seen 5 are delayed so far at Charlotte Douglas. Green indicates the number of flights on time. So we are looking pretty good. We're only seeing a few delays, but definitely something to keep in mind if you are trying to catch a flight today. And a good way to stay up to date on the weather, download the Queen City News Pinpoint Weather app. It is free in the Apple App Store or Google Play.